Welcome to the Gen Z Sanctum. Today is another day, and I am joined with my co-host.
Today is another day.
Nate.
Well, he's so right, ladies and gentlemen. He's so right. Anyway, continue.
It's another day with my co-host Nathaniel, also known as Nate.
Yes. Nathan is hosting today's episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I'll just be quiet and won't interrupt you anymore. Continue. Please continue. Don't let me interrupt you. Just
and
keep
no
going.
alcohol this time. He's not going to go choke up over it. Today's topic is injuries.
Like what I did to my throat the other weekend when I do it. That was an injury. Anyway.
So I have had a few injuries.
Same.
One of them very recent.
Yeah. let him tell you about that, ladies and gentlemen.
So last week, Thursday or Friday, I want to say.
Thursday or Friday. Yeah.
Or maybe it was... Yeah, it was Friday.
Friday.
I thought it would be a great idea to drill a pinhole in a thermostat valve for the cooling system of a mail truck, which,
as
if
opposed to a
you've been listening for a while, you know I work on mail trucks for a living. So I thought, yeah, drill a pinhole to help, the cooling system bleed because I was servicing it. Cool. So I grab a tiny drill bit, go about drilling a pinhole, attempt to keep my hands out of the way. Didn't realize they were actually directly in the line of the path where the drill was going through.
So, Nathan did an oopsie whoopsie.
I kind of drilled under the nail of one of my fingers and drilled through the tip of another.
So Nathan got himself drilled, ladies and gentlemen, and not not in a good way. Anyway, continue.
Wow.
Yes.
Drilled.
He got himself drilled, ladies and gentlemen. I bet all you women are jealous. Anyway. Continue.
So yeah, that was interesting. It drilled through, it got through my glove and kind of grabbed my glove and twisted it.
Oh, so you got
so I was
glove
like,
in your finger.
Oh boy, I really hope. I thought it just grazed my finger, but I took it off. My pointer finger was gushing blood everywhere. I'm like,
ow.
Great.
You probably were a lot of ows at the same time.
Yeah. Squeezing.
Are you like other people that, like, when they get hurt, they're like, ow, all the time, or no?
I was just sitting there like, ow, that hurt, and squeezing my finger to put pressure on it.
Yeah.
But funny enough, after the drill had gone through my finger, that was actually what hurt less.
Oh, frick.
Apparently the drill had not only gone underneath my nail, it had lifted it off where it was supposed to go.
That's not good.
No, very painful.
I'm sure.
So from now on, I am never drilling a pinhole in a thermostat again. I don't care if I put it in a vise or have somebody else hold it so I can drill through their finger. I'm not drilling through another one. So, lesson learned.
Yep. Although if it's somebody else's finger, you don't care as much.
Yeah. I'll drill straight through
Come over
their
here, give me your finger.
Do you have any bodily injuries you could think of recently?
My broken heart. No.
Yes, I broke it in two.
Yes. Come here. Frick. No. Let's see. Injuries. I haven't really been injured on the job.
Okay, while you think about injuries, I'll tell another one.
Okay.
One of these injuries happened a long time ago. This was on vacation, very last day of vacation.
Oh, that sucks. Very last day of vacation.
Yeah. This is about the dumbest injury I can think of. Even though some people have way dumber injuries.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
This is my dumbest injury, in my opinion. So I was, playing around with my cousin. I fall off the couch, and keep in mind, this couch was made in the 1940s.
So this couch is
heavy.
Yeah.
It's full wood. It's got to weigh about 150, 200 pounds. It's not
about
lightweight.
Twice. No, not twice. Half my weight.
Yes.
Okay.
Probably a little bit more. But.
What? Excuse you? What the frick was that? Nathan.
I get my leg stuck under it.
Great.
And I don't even know that it's stuck under the couch.
So you go to pull it out.
So I attempt to stand up and not know my leg is underneath the couch. And all I hear is just a loud crack.
So you broke your leg on the...
Well, I mean, when I felt, of course, it hurt
Oh,
a
I'm sure.
lot,
Yeah.
and I pulled it out. I didn't see any obvious of like a bone
Yeah.
snapped, but I
Mhm.
heard
You
something
heard something
snap.
snap.
I pulled my leg out and it hurt. I couldn't put any weight on it. And my mom was like, "Hey, you probably just sprained it. You're fine." I was
Your
like,
mom is an idiot. Don't just
I'm
be like,
like,
I'm sure
and I
it'll
was
be
like,
fine.
I don't think I sprained. Oh
Yeah,
no, yeah, you sprained it.
muscles don't go when they... That's not what muscles...
So we went to the doctor, got an X-ray of my ankle. Yes, in fact, I did break my ankle.
Yeah, so your mom's like, oh, wow, I thought it
So
was
I
just
had to be in
sprained.
a cast for 6 weeks and a
Yeah.
boot for
For...
6 weeks.
Were we going to youth group at some point? Like, or was this
That
long,
was
time
long
ago?
before.
Okay, so this
That
was
was
like...
during Awana.
Okay. Yeah, I don't...
That was a
Yeah.
while
That
ago.
was before my working... Well, before my most recent active memory.
Yes.
Because ladies and gentlemen, I only remember things within the last, like, 10 years or so. Anything before that is kind of just gone.
Yes.
But let's see. Injuries. Oof. I mean, this isn't gonna work, but I was clipping my nails and I got a hangnail on my thumb here. And I grabbed it with the toenail clippers and pulled
Ow.
back, so I tore like a good inch of the skin above my thumbnail off, and it hurt a lot. I did something even stupider after that, though. You know what I did?
How?
I
How
took
and why?
I took this, which is a little spray pen,
Mm-hmm.
and it had hand sanitizer, almost pure alcohol in it. Sprayed it directly on the thing as a disinfectant.
Yeah.
But it burned a lot.
It's
I
going
felt
to burn.
every nerve be like, the frick did you just do? But yeah, that doesn't compare at all to breaking. I actually have never broken a bone in my body. Don't you dare do that. No. The only, well, let me think. The only extremely serious thing that has happened is that I busted my nose, which is cartilage, not a bone. That fireplace that sits in there, when my dad was building it, my dad built it, it was over there on like a thing of bricks. He was building it, he had the outline done, I was playing around it. He had forgotten to secure it.
Uh-oh.
So I grab a hold of the frame. The thing that's several hundred pounds. It's very heavy. It's got the metal gas thing in it. Is built out of pure wood. The thing falls right on my nose, busts my nose, and we have a hilarious picture of blood running out of my nose and me just scowling at the camera. Like, I wasn't screaming or anything. I was looking at the camera like, frick. Like, what the frick did you just... But yeah, that's something I can not remember actively, but I can remember from the stories. It was probably painful enough that my brain was like, you're not going to remember a thing. We're going to block this out, and you won't remember a thing. Also, I was like 3 years old at the time, too, but still.
You were 3 years old, that small, and somehow you were strong enough to pull down
It wasn't secured. It was
fire.
on a thing that was, like, he was building it, so it was up on, like, some thing. Pulled it over on
I know,
myself.
but how can you that small have the bodily strength to pull a fireplace?
Because it wasn't secured. So it was able to tip over if somebody grabbed a hold of it.
It must have been really top heavy.
It is. Have you ever tried to lift that thing?
No.
It's very top heavy because the metal part where the fire is up on a platform. So when you're down at the ground and you pull, the thing goes like this. So not and now at least it has like wheels, yeah, on the bottom and stuff, but then it was in a process of getting built. So it didn't have that. So it was sitting up on stilts or up on just pieces of board that could easily just be yanked off. But that's the story anyway. I don't remember specifically because, again, way too young. I remember my dad broke his ankle recently, but that's not an injury I've had, so I don't think it really counts.
I mean, I did say injuries.
Right, you didn't say specifically to me
Yeah.
or to you. So yeah, that uh oh, well here's something similar. I don't know exactly what the whole what exactly happened. I'm pretty sure it was a sprain, but when I was like not 3, this would have been like 13, 12 or 13. I was at a family event roughhousing with some friends, and I was pulling on the back of the shirt of one of my uncles to be funny,
Mm-hmm.
and no, it was not a shirt, it was like a belt or something. He undid the belt, so it suddenly let go, and I stretched my arm out. So when I went from a position where I was like this down on the ground, something happened in my arm. I think it was this arm where it went like this, but too far in this direction.
So just boom.
And my forearm, this whole muscle right here, just immediately started burning.
Ooh.
Like something really bad had
So you
happened.
tore a muscle. You didn't
So
break a bone.
I didn't break a bone. A muscle in my forearm tore, I think, and it hurt freaking like very badly for the next like 2 weeks or something, and then it was okay. We put lidocaine gel and stuff on it, so that was okay. Let's see, another injury. Well, there's that one time that I was. You had a stupid injury. Here's a stupid injury of mine. So I was in our bathroom, and I was dancing in front of the mirrors, and I went like this with both of my legs, and something in my knees popped, and I fell to the ground, and so I had to use a cane to walk for a couple of weeks after that, because I had stupidly been doing some Fortnite emote in front of the mirror, and something in my knees popped, and I couldn't put much
Fortnite
weight.
emotes breaks your knees.
Yeah.
Don't dance to Fortnite
Give me your
emote.
kneecaps. But no, yeah, something in my knee popped, and I had to use a cane to walk around for several weeks after that.
Well, I wouldn't call it an injury, but it's really weird.
Okay.
So
My
I
mental
got,
health, no.
Wow.
Continue.
So I got this thing. The only thing the doctor could describe it as was a virus in their hip.
Okay.
It pretty much, while it's there, it paralyzes you
Oh, dang.
from the waist down.
Dang. You should stand up for yourself. I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
Braden was talking. We were.
No, you know what would have been even better for that?
What?
Walk it off.
Dang. Yeah. Me and Braden were talking earlier, and we were joking about like that one girl on TikTok who said, "Dang, if you're homeless, just buy a home." And I was like, "Oh,
wow.
sure." And Braden was like, "Yeah, if your legs don't work, just stand up for yourself." I was like, okay. We were of course joking, but he was like, "Yeah, if you're blind, you just look on the bright side. If your arms don't work, then just reach out for help." And I was just like, "What in the frick?" Oh yeah, sure. If you're deaf, try to hear something like. Oh, if you're deaf, hear the positives or something just really stupid. And like if you're dumb, just be smart. Like just a bunch of those really hilarious to us, but I'm sure there's somebody out there like, it's not funny at all because my legs don't work. Stand up for yourself. Anyway, what else you got?
Well, continuing on that, so pretty much paralyzed from the waist down for about a week.
Nice.
That was fun. So I was stuck to a wheelchair.
Dang.
For a week.
Wow.
It started in school. I felt some really bad waist pains. I went to the nurse, and they're like, I don't know what you have. Well, we'll stick you in a wheelchair. So when they called my mom and said, hey, your son can't walk anymore.
I'm sure it's just a sprain, though.
So I get home, and I had to basically be picked up on the bus. I had to be picked up off the bus, like physically picked up. My mom immediately made a doctor's appointment that day. Like, what's going on? It's like, yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he's got a virus in his hip, so he's going to need to be stuck to a wheelchair.
Imagine the next time you have to shower. Like, did you have to shower that whole time, or you didn't? No?
Nope.
I was going to say, like...
Not for an entire week.
Put me in the shower. I can't walk.
I even needed help going to the bathroom.
Okay, that's disgusting, but I was going to be like, hey, help me get in the shower. No. Anyway.
So, I remember this so distinctively. If I put any kind of weight on my leg, which when I went to go use the restroom, I needed help. I got out of the wheelchair, went to grab the toilet and put the smallest amount of weight on my leg. It felt like somebody just chopped my leg off.
Wow. You probably half wanted somebody to chop your leg off so it didn't hurt anymore.
Well, it didn't hurt as long as I didn't put weight on it.
Well, yeah, I know, but...
I was like, wow, that hurt.
Dang.
So... I wouldn't call that an injury.
Also, the virus was like frick the rest of your body, just your hip in particular.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know what that was, but it wasn't fun. Wow. But more injuries. Well, I don't really have a lot of injuries off the top of my head that happened to me. But I'll mention an injury that happened to my dad many years ago. So he was messing around in the backyard, went to climb, really jump over a fence. Attempted to, couldn't really, climbed over it, jumped off the top of it, fell down on his arm, and broke it.
Don't do that.
Wow.
Just saying, like, if...
Just don't break your arm. Oh, I broke my arm. Just don't. Just don't do that. I've never broken my arm. The only bone I've broken is my ankle. That's the only bone I have broken. But I've broken hearts. No, I'm just kidding.
What? Hey, yo. What?
Slurpy slurp.
Anyway. I'm having snacks while Nathan hosts. I don't want to interrupt him and be rude. Continue your hosting. Just continue. You don't want me interrupting or anything. That wouldn't be funny. Or maybe it would be. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, continue.
Interruption at 7:07.
Dang.
7:07. Why not 69?
Here, I'll do it with my mouth open so you can just hear me. There you go. Oh.
I think you just died there.
Oh, there's an injury right there. Oh, jeez.
And the injury of the when you started to cough and you almost lost your...
Oh, yeah. There's the other injury that we did like 2 weeks ago where I coughed and sounded like a demon was coming up my throat. It was like...
You need some water.
I'm good. I'm having some Takis right now, and they're hot, and my throat decided to just not. Hey, yeah, what? Just like all of your guys' moms. Anyway,
Wow. What the...
Tell her I'll be there tonight. Wow. Tell her I'll be there tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway. Here, let me just finish this last.
Down the hatchet goes.
It is still hot, though.
Okay, well, I will say this. I've had an injury.
Kidding.
It didn't... Wow.
Yeah, you were dropped as a head as a child. No, wait, what?
So, my brother... This was a long time ago. He dropped a plate on his head.
Why?
I think it like slipped off the table and bonked him in the head. You know, it was an accident. You know, skidding plates across the table because that's what Normal young
But why
kids do.
though?
Because we could.
Here's a breakable plate. Whee! Frisbee, go!
So it slides, it breaks his head open. He goes to the doctor. He gets stitches. He comes home, and I'm like 4 years old at the time.
Oh,
and
so
I
you
have
have
the
no idea.
audacity to look at it and be like, nice.
Wow. Actually, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, this injury he's explaining actually explains a lot. Anyway, continue. Continue.
This injury explains a lot. Well, I don't remember.
Continue. I'm sorry. Continue.
What the frick was that, Bert?
I have no idea. Because I wanted to. That's because. Anyway, so your brother decided to drop a head on his plate. Yes, that's one. So a plate on his head. Of all places to drop a plate on your own head.
Yes.
What did he like? Take the plate and go, or something like?
No,
What?
it fell on his head.
So it was like on a shelf above him or something.
I think he like bent downwards to like go grab something, and it like slipped off the table. Boom.
Well, for everyone listening, ladies and gentlemen, advice: don't do that.
Wow.
Just everything in the future, everything that hurts you, don't do it. That is my advice. Continue.
But what if I want to hurt myself?
Well, then get the frick out. No. Anyway, excuse me. Continue.
Consistency.
Yes.
You tried really hard with that one.
That one didn't quite work. Hold on. I'll do it better. There we go.
That one didn't really work either.
Continue. I'm failing here.
Failing at life.
Injury. My dad stepped on a nail one time. We were outside.
I'm sorry. When you started that, all I could think was, my dog stepped on a bee.
Amber Heard. My dog stepped on a bee. Bruh.
Anyway, you were saying?
Johnny Depp is the first man in recorded history to win an argument against a woman. Anyway, we were outside. It wasn't a nail, really, but we were outside. You know those posts that we had in the backyard that had the fence around it when we had the garden back there?
Yeah.
Well, we were removing those when we downsized to a couple of garden boxes. And they were old. They were pretty rusty. Mm-hmm. So we were pulling one out. My dad was straining to pull one out, broke it off, and there was a sharp piece of it left standing up. So when he broke it off, he broke it this way and stepped forward to balance himself and stepped right on it. And a little piece of metal about an inch or two in size went straight into the bottom of his foot.
Ow.
And he limped to the trampoline that we have out there, and I had to like put a big old Band-Aid on the bottom of his foot because it hurt.
Wow.
Ow.
Did it get stuck in there, or did it like go through and come out?
It went through his shoe, and well, because it was part of the pole that was still stuck in the ground, so he was trying to get this thing out. It broke, so the part of the pole was still in the ground, but a little piece of metal was sticking up out of the ground, and he stepped on it. It poked through his shoe into his foot, but didn't stay there. It just came right out.
Wow.
So I had to put one of those giant Band-Aids right on the bottom of his foot, and he limped inside, and it was okay, but still, that's an injury.
Yes, that's an injury.
Yep.
Now, this isn't exactly an injury, but it's a great combination of stupidity.
Anyway.
You're like...
That one didn't work either. Great combination of stupidity, so basically this podcast.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
You just roasted
we got
yourself.
my stupid, we've got... Well, I roasted you too. You're coming down with me. Anyway, continue.
I'm pulling you down with me no matter
Oh,
what.
frick! Alright, continue.
So, many years ago...
2. No, continue.
My grandpa was going out fishing.
Okay.
And so they were trying to get the fishing boat out of the water, right? You know.
What, pulling it up out of the water?
They're pulling it up out of the water.
They have a ramp or something?
Yeah, they was on a ramp, but the ramp was full of really slimy seaweed.
Oh, dang. So remove the seaweed. It's problem solved. All right. Next story, ladies and
Well,
gentlemen.
it was also high. It was a low tide
Ooh.
when they were going there, so there was a lot of seaweed from where water usually is. So they went down. They got the boat. They pulled it out.
Mm-hmm.
This is back in the days when Chevy made like vans, but it had a manual transmission in it.
Mm-hmm. So, like
So
20
he had
years
it
ago?
in reverse
Okay.
because he was putting it back down.
Oh, did he push it on the gas and reverse
And
into the
he
lake?
forgot to take it out of reverse.
I've seen some people
and
do
put
that.
it into first gear.
Did he reverse straight into the lake?
Well, it's better than that.
He reversed into the boat that's on the ramp.
No, he didn't break the bow.
Okay, I was gonna say what happened.
So after they were like, say, gun it, to make sure the
Why would you gun it though? Be careful. Don't gun it.
Well,
sure.
in most cases, that's how you have to get out
Okay.
of the ramp, especially if
Because
there's
Chevy
steep enough.
doesn't have good traction, you have to gun it. Anyway, continue.
Most vehicles you have to, but
Unless you have good
so
traction, like
he gunned
forward.
it, not realizing it's still in
It's
reverse.
still in reverse.
So he guns it all the way to the floor, like as much power as it had.
So 2 miles an hour.
Gets great traction going backwards.
Well, of course, yeah.
Flies backwards, and the van doesn't just sink; it skids
On the top of the
on the top of the water
hydroplanes
like
on
a
the
skid
water.
rock,
Bruh.
like a skid, like you know how you take a
Yeah.
flat rock and you skid
So
it.
he
That's what it
sunk
looked
the
like.
thing all the way to the. Wow.
So the guy in the van, it eventually gets to the point where it stops skidding. Keep in mind, this is like 150 feet
yeah.
away from the ramp.
So he's sinking
Yes,
all the way
he's sinking.
in.
He looks at him, yells at him, "What am I supposed to do?"
Swim,
Because the
idiot.
door won't open.
Oh, drown, idiot. And
He's like, "Does the window roll down?" Yeah.
So you had to,
Can you get out? Yeah.
Go
Can you
through the window.
swim? Yeah.
bro,
There's your solution.
bro was asking so many questions. Just, what am I supposed to do? Help yourself, leaves. I don't care about you. No. But seriously, like, don't do that. Always check to make sure your car
Always
is
make sure
in
that it's in drive or first gear.
Uh.
But so they didn't quite get a full reference of how far it went out because it kept going like this as it sank. So he got out of the van, swam to shore. Then later they came back with another boat that was attached to a rope that was attached to a truck on shore.
So they could pull out the.
So they could pull the van out.
How
So
far did
they
it sink?
eventually keep going further out. They're like, "Oh, keep going, keep going." They get about 300 feet
Out
offshore.
offshore to find this. Now, was it fully submerged?
Oh yeah. So they found the van.
It's fully submerged.
They went under to try and attach a rope to it. Both the sliding doors had blown off.
How does that happen?
Water pressure.
At
And-
100, how deep was the water at 100 and something feet out offshore?
It was decently deep, but a lot of water, pressurized it, filled it.
Blown off.
Like,
how? Okay, but
outward.
usually pressure goes in. So
I know the windows were open, so it was allowing water pressure to get in. And then it blew the doors out.
So there's pressure inside the car, but nowhere else, and it somehow blew doors off.
Yeah, it blew the doors off the van.
The van be like the Titan sub for real. Anyway, those
It
doors.
exploded, didn't implode.
That's true. The
But yeah, it
Yes.
blew the doors off.
Mhm.
They eventually got it out. It's the boat's done, the van's done. We're like, this will make for a great story.
So did the van continue to work after that, or
No.
did you have to?
No, the
okay,
van's
you
done.
So you had to
So they
scrap
scrapped it.
it. Ford would have survived that. Anyway, continue.
Wow.
The Chevy piece of anyway, continue.
Wow, I see the roaster's starting to come in now.
Yeah. Ford, you piece of no. Chevy, I swear to frick. Anyway, make your cars better. Although this was 20 years ago, I'll give you that. Chevys don't last any longer than 2 years. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, it's not like Ford is really that
Shut
much
up.
better.
Anyway. There's so much better. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
continue.
Well,
Also, Ford owners wouldn't be stupid enough to leave it in reverse. Anyway, continue. Actually, they kind of would. They kind They are that stupid. Anyway,
Wow.
continue.
All right, we're just gonna start with the Chevy and Ford insults again.
Ford accepted. Harrison Ford was a supporter of Nazi Germany. If you didn't know that, there's an insult from me, as a matter of fact. So there you go.
So you're insulting Ford, the company that you like.
No, that is a true
Anyway,
fact, though.
today has been an interesting day.
It has
'cause
been
I
an
hosted twice
Interesting day.
in 2 weeks.
Twice in 2 weeks. Yes. What the frick was that?
I hosted twice in a row.
Is what he does immediately after. What the frick was that?
So
He's hosted twice in a row, which means, yes, you hosted twice in a row. Now,
So that's all the time we have for today.
true. That is all the time we have for today. Next week's topic.
Is a topic.
Slavery. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, continue.
What the?
See you next week.
Bye bye.